In the state capitol building in Frankfort, Kentucky, stand two statues. They depict two of the state's most prominent sons, Abraham Lincoln and Jefferson Davis. Lincoln stands in the center of the rotunda, Jefferson Davis at the center of controversy.
Here at the Kentucky State Capitol building, controversy rages over whether the statue of Confederate President Jefferson Davis should remain in the rotunda where it was dedicated decades ago, or whether it should be removed.
Jefferson Davis was a slave owner, and therefore we must ask the question, is this statue a monument to slavery? Or is it a monument to an important historical figure who shaped our nation?
All across the country, Davis's name and image are sources of heated debate as the battle continues over the public display of Confederate symbols.
The thing that has really done Jefferson Davis in is the attitude that people have towards the Confederate flag. Because his reputation is inextricably bound up with all that people think about when they see that image. And so there is no pre-Confederacy Davis. It's almost as if he were, in the average American's mind, born in 1861 out of nowhere. And the idea that there was a Davis before and a Davis after simply does not exist.
By 1861, the year the Union split and led to civil war, Jefferson Davis had already lived over half a century. Those 53 years were not spent, though, as a radical or rebel, fire eaters they were called. Instead, Jefferson Davis lived as a patriot of the United States of America and as a firm advocate of the Union.
Even during the war, Davis often referred to his devotion to what he called the old Union at that point. He said that he had been educated by the Union, which he was, of course, at West Point, that he had served the Union both as a military man and as a young Army officer and in the Mexican War, that he had served the Union in Washington as a congressman, as a senator, as Secretary of War. He always described himself as a national Democrat, not a Southern Democrat. And I think he always held a devotion for the Union. Even the sight of the United States flag during the war often affected him emotionally because that was the flag to which he had sworn allegiance so many years earlier when he was at West Point. And I think he found the ties very difficult to break.
But in January 1861, when Mississippi voted to secede and broke away from the Union, Jefferson Davis followed his state. He believed, like his namesake Thomas Jefferson, that power, that sovereignty resided within the states, not the federal government.
He subscribed to the compact theory, the idea that the states came into a compact with each other to form a nation, only giving up certain portions of their sovereignty. So that when you see the words in the preamble to the Constitution, "We the people of the United States," he interprets it as we the people of Connecticut and we the people of Georgia turn over these rights to form a national government.
Jefferson Davis went from being the South's greatest statesman in the Union to the appointed leader of the Confederate States of America. His uncompromising principles and unwavering devotion to the cause led the Confederacy through its formation and 4 long and painful years of war. With the same tenacity he fought to keep the United States together, Davis struggled to keep the Confederate States alive, even in the face of inevitable defeat. The war's end found Jefferson Davis imprisoned, charged with treason against the United States. His release after 2 years was embraced by the people of the South, but Reconstruction was as hard on him personally as it was on the former Confederate states. In the face of all that was lost, Jefferson Davis would go on. He would live another quarter century as president of an extinct nation. A man without a country, and an exile on his native ground.